Ladies and gentlemen, I recently got to go hands-on with Resident Evil 9 Requiem. Capcom was kind enough to invite me to a hands-on event, and they even allowed me to record my own footage. There's a level of confidence that Capcom is showing with this game, and I think that confidence is warranted, because from this demo that I played, this is looking like it could be one for the history books. This could be one of the best Resident Evil games if this is the way they kick things off. And they even released a new trailer recently that highlights just not only the kind of tone that they're going for with this, but the visual fidelity, the way cutscenes transition into gameplay and vice versa, and just the refinement of the Resident Evil formula, this new era of Resident Evil. It's been really great to watch, you know, from 7 to 8 and now to 9. And they're definitely going back to roots here with survival horror, that sense of helplessness, whereas Resident Evil 8 was a little more action-oriented, a little more, you know, Resident Evil 4-esque. This is more Resident Evil 7-esque in that it's very slow and methodical horror. But let's dive into this footage right here. The ominous music already kind of sets the tone. Now, right out of the gate, what you will see is that when you hit new game, you can select what perspective you want to play the game in. I decided to just go first person since that's kind of what they recommend here. That's the intended experience, but third person is very much viable. It gives you a better feeling of like what's in your surroundings, but I think a big part of this game is not being aware of your surroundings or having a limited scope of that, so you can really feel that sense of horror. And right there you saw, you know, for those who want to know about the controls, very simple controls overall. The animation fidelity in this game, even compared to past entries, which looked awesome, is on a whole other level. The cinematography and the overall presentation is already really well directed, and look at the eyes. You can see the kind of the blood rushing to her head, and so her eyes are a little redder in that moment as she's like straining to get out of this. The little graphical details and like the sweat. She clearly doesn't have the core strength to do a big old sit-up and undo the straps. Very much a rookie. And there it is, the first-person perspective. Already the lighting in this game is just absolutely phenomenal. And I really wanted to check everything out, you know? Part of the appeal of Resident Evil is environmental interactions. But yeah, this game's still in development, graphics, and like nothing you see here is ultimately final, but it will give you a great idea of what you can expect. But yeah, I mean, look at this lighting, the way the light seeps through the curtains, and the way the shadows create these like silhouettes. Oh, I just the sound design in this game is absolutely phenomenal. It's the silence, but the little bits of sounds and the creaks and noises you hear that really sets the atmosphere. And deafening silence. But yeah, really gorgeous looking game. And that's kind of the shuttered, yeah, then me being paranoid, looking around, seeing what that noise was. But yeah, I need a fuse for this shuttered gate.
Dead.
And clearly this game will reference Resident Evil 2 a lot, given material shown in trailers and whatnot. A key that will come in handy later in this demo. Yeah, hearing the creak, those noises, and the chandelier, I don't know if you saw the chandelier there kind of shook a little bit. Yeah, that, stuff like that. Like the way they build up the horror in this game so far, I think is really well done. I think I stopped here to take some notes. I did bring my laptop with me to make sure I could write down my thoughts But there we go. Key fits into this door with the same symbol. Classic Resident Evil progression. Empty ink ribbon. Serves no use. I can probably sell it for cheap at a shop or something. Yeah, that's the fuse that I need to open the shuttered gate, but I have nothing right now to open it. But this lighter, certainly handy for all the dark areas of this interior. Yeah. Yeah, the dust settling, the chandeliers creaking and moving around, the noises indicating that we're not alone, man. Like, really great atmosphere. Thunderstorm kicking in right on cue. The sound of the rain, the way the lighting reacts to it. Oh, it's a gorgeous game. Light doesn't work, never a good sign, but at least I have a lighter with me. Even just watching myself play, I'm like getting nervous. Classic jump scare. Infected, clearly, from whatever virus it is this time around.
He's dead.
Very unnatural looking skin. Clearly, something happened. Some kind of biological alteration. There you go. Oh, yeah, that thing. Essentially, the nemesis or the Mr. X of this game is what it feels like. Oh. The clicking noises. Akin to Last of Us clickers. And yeah, at this point, I'm like, nope, 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 nope. And this is how...
What the fuck?
This is how fast she runs. So I'm like, I'm not even going to look back. I don't want to make sure. Because running is more important.
Don't come any closer!
And I was like, what do I do? And then I see this. So aha, now I've learned that light sources are a weakness of this creature's. And I mean, like, so much detail in the way
What the hell was that thing?
this creature moves and how its weight causes the environment to react to it. There are like rumors and speculation about how that hag-looking monster might actually be Grace's mother. The hair just somewhat reminiscent. Especially like based on what we saw in the new trailer that came out that showed Grace's mom. Yeah, some healing.
God.
Thank goodness I found the lighter first. I think that made things a lot more convenient. The breathing you hear from Grace, the footsteps, the different noises. That shit. The way it keeps you on edge. And I'm noticing here that you can take this card, push it around, make way too much noise. Get the screwdriver up there. But I find a green herb, classic Resident Evil. So I definitely take that, just in case. Climb up this thing, get the screwdriver. And with the screwdriver, I can undo the panel with a fuse in it, grab it, and hopefully get the hell out of here. And of course, you want to always look around, see what you can interact with all the items that you get. Yeah, there's the screwdriver, but... Oh, there it comes. And I'm like trying to haul ass out of here. And I was just... Yeah, a little injury. Just a small one. But thankfully I had the recovery item. And I'm trying to use the lighter at least just to get around. But then I'm like, I'm gonna find some safe haven in the room with the light. That was my train of thought. Also, notice the lack of UI, which makes this so much more immersive. I'm closing the door. I don't know if that helps. Seems like it did. But then, you see that gaping hole in the ceiling, and so... And I'm remembering, like, there's another hole down here. So there's a strong possibility that this thing will... Ah! But then it comes through the wall. Comes through that door. Which is not what I was expecting. So I'm like, alright, back to safety, right? So I'm like, suck it. That's right. Haha. Safe and sound, right? And then...
Seriously?
The frickin' lights go out. So that safe haven's gone. I'm like trying to get to where the fuse is. But there it is. And it's coming this way, so I'm like, I gotta sneak around it. I feel you, Grace. Nervous breathing. I was in the same camp. So I'm like, I don't want to get too close to the door because it might see me. So I'm like trying to just listen for it. There it is. Thankfully, it moves past. And I'm hoping that Grace's crouch doesn't make a lot of noise. Thankfully, that seems to be the case. And there's some light over there, right? So that's good for me, because the thing does not like light sources. So now I'm feeling safe with this chandelier providing light. But I still don't want it to. I don't want to try to deal with that thing. So I'm just trying to sneak and get the fuse. Even just now, having experiences, even that just now, that jump scared me. And then it's like the sudden feeling of like, I thought I was safe and now I'm not. Because now there's no light and I don't know if this thing's like coming in here. So I'm just trying to hurry up, get this thing and head on home. Or not head on home, but like, get out of here, I guess. There it is. And then transitioning into cutscene, but this thing has other surprises. Another chase sequence. I nope the fuck out of there. The storm outside not doing me any favors. And that's where the demo leaves me, in this frickin' cliffhanger. This is merely the overture to our darkest symphony. What they say they want to do, addictive horror, is what the developers called their gameplay philosophy here. But yeah, February 27th, 2026. It's unusual for companies to allow folks to get their hands on a game like so early in not in the development cycle, but in the marketing cycle. So them allowing me to get hands-on with this game and just really interact with it to this level already at this stage speaks their confidence. And then me playing it, I can tell you right now that they should be confident, because if this is a glimpse of what's to come, then this is genuinely one of my most anticipated games of 2026. They got some good stuff going here. Like the foundation here is so solid, and the horror is on point, the atmosphere is on point, the visuals, the audio, everything is just so well crafted. The craftsmanship already it's showing their years and years of mastery of this franchise, and it's really exciting to see. And I'm curious to see where the story takes us and how Resident Evil 2, which seems to be heavily referenced in this game, ties into everything. And I feel like we are going to see Leon, maybe not as a playable character, or maybe playable for a bit, at some point in the campaign, but Grace they've said, is the main protagonist, and I'm sure Leon will be kind of what Chris was in Resident Evil 7, when he kind of comes in towards the end or just for a moment. So curious to see if how Leon will somehow tie into all this, but I feel like he will on some level. That's just me speculating. There's no confirmation of that. But folks, this has been my hands-on experience with Resident Evil 9, and hopefully a first look for you that informs your decision as to whether it's a game you want to be hyped for, or maybe it's not for you. But for horror fans and fans of Resident Evil and fans of this genre, I think we're looking at something pretty special here. I think Capcom is really cooking with this one. But that's one man's take. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions are on Resident Evil 9 based on everything you've seen so far. And to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.